just the importance of playing the basics defensively here, and just how important is that in a big game like this, and then,
Yeah, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, it's 90 minutes of soccer. It's nothing that we haven't done before, and we know that they're a very talented team, and there's, going to be a lot of excitement around this game. It's a final. That's why you play the game. But as much as possible, it's about establishing kind of our style of play on the game, and that includes the defensive piece. It's if we do the basics, do the bits that we know that we can do well and have been doing well, then we're going to be in a good place.
And then from the defense, your transition, can you talk about that, is who you guys are?
Yeah, I mean, we've obviously got a lot of pace. Pedro's been on an absolute tear. Paul's been on an absolute tear going forward, and as many opportunities as we can create from defensive moments, the better. I have a lot of faith that defending for a few minutes, if we do that for a period, can turn into a very good attack for us, and that can lead to the goal that we need. So.
He loves the upper 90. Is there any way to kind of prepare for that with your athleticism?
I mean, I'm just going to try and put myself in the best positions possible to make the save, and then we'll see how things go. And we know his quality.
Is he? He's a field player, but was he somebody that you liked growing up? Things like that.
Of course. I think it's. Yeah. I don't think there's a soccer fan around the world that's going to say that they weren't, in awe of what he's done for however long he's done it at this point. So it's going to be really cool to share the field with him tomorrow, and to hopefully win a trophy in front of him, from him, will be in front of our fans, will be hopefully even more special.
Speaking of those fans, going to be probably 65,000 people there tomorrow. You've obviously played a lot of games at Lumen Field. I don't think you've actually been on the field for a game with that kind of crowd. I mean, is that something you've thought about? Is that something that you have to put it out of your mind?
I've thought about it. I don't think there's any reason to not think about it. The benefit of it is I've got hopefully the vast majority of them supporting me and what the team is doing, and I'm going to feed off that. I know that we're all going to feed off that. It's going to be an incredible atmosphere. I saw the Champions League final. I was here for that, and so I've seen Lumen packed and making earthquake type noise, and I'm hoping for more of that tomorrow.
How does that sort of change the atmosphere? You went from a packed 30,000 to twice as many people. I mean, can you really feel that difference, you think?
Yeah, I mean, just the ability to communicate with defenders, I think, is going to be a little bit trickier. It's I'm going to have to yell a little bit louder. I'm going to have to do more to get the attention of the guys that I need to get hold of, because it's harder to hear. I mean, it's a loud stadium, and it's going to be. I want it to be as loud as possible, and then but it's nothing we haven't faced before. We've played in loud stadiums. It's typically smaller capacity ones, but just a little bit more on top of you, and so you just find ways to deal with it. And like I said, it's going to be much more of a boost than any sort of hindrance, obviously. So
Ymer has also played very well,
mm-hmm.
In this tournament. Can you talk a little bit about him and what he's been able to do since he came back from injury? Yeah,
I mean, he's been fantastic. You can see kind of towards the end of the Galaxy game, the defending some of the plays he made in the box, clearances, putting his body on the line. He's a monster. I mean, he's the guy that you trust to win aerial duels and ground duels and whatever else, but he gives the team a lot of confidence when he steps in strong, wins a tackle, and can turn it into a transition for us.
Do you think that he's one of those kind of spotlight players for you guys? Is going to be kind of has to have a good game tomorrow, or?
I mean, I don't think there's anyone that you're going to say that can't have a good game. Everyone has to have a good game, right? It's a final. It's a final against one of the best teams in MLS with some of the best players in the world, and but we know that the ability that we have and the guys that are on the bench that are ready to come in, they're going to make a difference. So the intensity, the desire, the effort that you're going to see from us is what we're looking for and what we're going to need.
You put aside just the salaries in these two teams. The way the rosters have been built are almost diametrically opposite. You guys have a lot of draft picks. You have a lot of guys who came through the academy, who came through Defiance. Do you sort of relish this opportunity as to sort of have this clash of both styles and also kind of ethoses?
For sure. I mean, there's no love lost in a game like this. It's not a team that we play particularly frequently, but not a team we particularly enjoy watching. It's like I said, it's going to be it's going to be a fight. It's going to be physical. We're going to find ways to raise that intensity. And talking about the way the locker room here is built, I think no guys have said it in the past, but we have an incredibly tight group of players as a result of the way we built this team. Or Craig and Adrian Schmetzer, etc. built this team, and so you'll find 30 guys on the roster that are going to fight for 90 minutes plus penalties if we need it for each other, which doesn't always happen if you build teams a different way. So there is a level of desire and camaraderie on this group that I know guys have said that this is the tightest team we've had in the past, and I'll attest to that too. So.
With you, I don't think we've asked, but I mean, do you feel completely comfortable in goal now? You've had this run of games. Like, how do you feel? You've obviously been performing well, but how do you feel like in goal right now?
I mean, I'm enjoying it, taking it a game at a time. Not looking past that, and the next game's going to be a fun one. That's the extent of my focus at the moment, and everything else is off to the side. And like I said at the start, like it's 90 minutes. These are all just 90-minute games, and I've played in 90-minute games before, and I'm excited for this one.
Jeremiah touched on it in a minute, but just 2022 Champions League final, you were in that suite. Raul scores first and comes and celebrates with you guys. You're one of the first guys on the pitch to celebrate with staff. Yeah. Remember the locker room celebrations, and Schmetz called you out. And how crazy is it 3 years later now? You're the one starting on the field, and what that moment will be like?
It's crazy. I'm trying not to get too far ahead of ourselves. We've got to win the game, but the opportunity is immense. There's no doubt about that. I had personally a couple injuries in 2021, 2022. Wasn't sure if I'd necessarily get to this point, but the club stuck with me, and I'm hoping to reward that faith with a trophy.